Now then, let's get back to some repair videos, shall we? Little tips to save you shed loads of money, and you don't have to call out a plumber who will charge you a fortune just for turning up. Quarter turn taps. Yeah, okay. I picked some of these up quite a while ago now, and previously we had some of the old taps, and we've had them for years when we first sort of did the rebuild on the cottage, and they were second hand then. Anyway, there came a point when we had to do something, and I fancied some quarter turn taps. So I picked these up by the side of the road, not this particular one but some similar, and fitted them, and they were fine, not a bother. But then after a couple of years the cold tap started dripping, yeah, and I did some research and I took things apart and I did some thinking, and a lot of the stuff that I saw on YouTube was a complete and utter waste of time. Okay, so let us just zoom down a bit, and this is just what I found. Okay, if you don't like it, well, those tops, they just pop out, okay? And then in there's a screw. Yeah, this is normal. Yeah, sometimes it's different, and the thing to do is to zoom out a bit. Before you try and undo that, give it a good belt, right? First of all, it seats the screwdriver in the screw, because there might be bits of lime scale and stuff like that in there. And secondly, it loosens it off. Okay, so it's come loose, and you see that is really bit in there quite well. And then sometimes these are difficult to remove, right? But I've had this one off a while ago. Yeah, you have to wiggle it and move it and all that sort of thing. Yeah, yeah. And this is all with it on the tap still, on the sink still. And this is what they call them in the other side of the pond, faucets, I think. Yeah. So yeah, big spanner or a shifter on there, and it undoes. Okay. Now, right, this is okay. This is a prime example, right? Let me just get another one out of here that I previously removed. There we go. Right, we need to zoom down on this. Okay, now then, what we have, and there's two examples here, but can you see that this one, this rubber, is virtually level with the case? Yeah, whereas this one, this blue one, isn't. Okay, that is important. So I imagine this one would be leaking. So let's just have a look at the action of this thing. Okay, now, don't know whether you can see. Yeah, you can see that hole there. That hole goes through to there. Okay, and then when you turn it, that hole doesn't go through to there. That's all it is. Yeah, so let's hook this out. Yeah, and then let's get this out. There we go. Can you see? Yeah, it's just a hole. Yeah, just a hole. Doesn't line up, lines up. Doesn't line up, lines up. Okay, so that one there, in the bottom there's a tongue. Yeah, okay, in the bottom of this there's a slot, so that fits in there and sits on the slot, so it turns. Okay, that's that. This one, can you see that little tongue on there? This is the one that stays still, and it lines up with a little notch there. Okay, so that's the basics. It's just two flat surfaces that rub on each other. Well, why does it leak? Because this washer slowly gets compressed. Yeah, because it is that washer, okay, that when you screw this into there, that washer sits on that face there. That's it. Okay, so with this one, yeah, the washer is almost level with the brass, and so therefore I could virtually guarantee that one would leak. Yeah, and what I did is I put an O-ring in there. Yeah, okay, zoom out. So I selected an O-ring, come on, open you, of the right size. Yeah, okay, and popped it in there, and then popped that on top. And all it did, especially on like this one, what it did, it packed this away from there, but kept the seal. Let's just do it. Come on, open up you. So, what size do we want? Is it this one? No. Is it the next one down? Yeah. So I put that there, and then I wedged that in there, and I screwed it all in there. Yeah. If you don't have a selection of O-rings, you could cut a washer out of a bit of a reasonably thick plastic. Yeah. And just pack it out. Or a bit of bicycle inner tube, or anything like that. Yeah. So what you want is this rubber to press hard on that seat in there. Hence it will press both of those halves of that valve together. Okay, and therefore then they're pushed together tight and they won't leak. So when that seal softens, they've got a tendency just to let a bit of water through. Anyway, the ones that I fixed, where they've been probably 6 or 7 years now, doesn't drip, doesn't leak. So there you go. You have to have a look at what you've got and work through. For some people, just getting this off will be a major task. Yeah, make sure you belt the screwdriver into the screw and just ease it gently. Yeah, and then you've got to wiggle like mad, and you might have to get a lever under this edge and all that sort of thing. Get that off, and then this, clean it all up. You could even soak this thread. Let me show you. Where are we? I haven't got any in. Oh, here we go. See how grungy they can get? So, you know, just soak it a bit or something like that. Yeah, get that undone. Yeah, and you're halfway there already. Okay, and here's a different one. And this one has got a slight little hole there. Yeah. And that just pops out. And it's still a screw in there. There we go. If you get crustiness in any of these, come on, then this will be leaking here, and if you pop that circlip out, everything will come out and there'll be an O-ring in there, yeah, and you can just replace the O-ring. Okay, so don't be frightened of any of it. It's not rocket science. And if you're new to this game of repair, then you're welcome. Nice for you to join us, and it's all part of a process. Yeah, it's not just like I can't repair, I can repair. It's I can't repair, I can repair things, and I'm learning all the time. Lifelong learning, yeah. And it's a grand thing to participate in. Okay. Comments, tell me what you think, tell me your own experiences. If I've helped you out, then you can help me out, and I will catch up with you soon. Cheers for now.